If you've been climbing for a while, you've probably experienced a time when you've choked, when everything seemed like it's in the right place, but you still don't send. You have all your beta figured out and physically the climb's possible, but you just can't seem to execute. And there's a lot of reasons why that might be the case. I think one common reason people tend to choke is because they close themselves off to learning new lessons on the boulder or finding new beta. Some people reach a point where in their minds they're ready to send, and so they stop trying to learn new things on the boulder, when in reality there's always something you can learn. I think in closing yourself off to new improvements and instead just trying repeatedly to send, you set yourself up for confusion and frustration if that doesn't go to plan. I think it's also a symptom of being too attached to the send itself, which in turn makes you choke. Fixating on the idea of success or sending the boulder oftentimes distracts you, and certainly in my case, definitely makes me climb worse. Now let's talk about a scenario I've been in many a time personally, and I'm sure you probably have too if you've been climbing for a while. You're projecting a boulder, and in that session, your focus is to just figure out all the beta. And by the end of it, you're happy with your beta, and you're confident that next session you'll come back and with fresh skin, fresh power, you'll do the boulder very quickly. I've often then found in that session that it doesn't go as easy as I thought it would originally. And I think being able to deal with that mentally is very important. I think an easy fix, if you get very mentally deterred by the boulder feeling harder than you thought it would, is to just not have supreme confidence that it's going to go. Keep in mind the fact that you could fail and it could be harder than you think it is. I think being confident is a very good approach. I personally like feeling confident around the boulders I'm trying. However, I don't think you should be of the mindset of it's impossible that I don't do this, because I think that sets you up for massive disappointment if it doesn't go to plan. Don't be deterred if you come back to a boulder and it feels a lot harder than it originally did. I know personally I've had multiple projects where the session before I send, I regress massively and it feels way worse. Those sessions where you backslide always are the hardest mentally, which is why I think it's so important to prepare for them and think about what your approach will be when you inevitably experience them. Might be quite an obvious point, but I do think just patience pays dividends when you're projecting things, and it leads you to not rush things and be more tactical. You don't want skin and things like just your general recovery state to be the reason you don't send, and so patience is key. When you feel very confident you can send something, it's tempting to then rush into sending it as fast as possible. Whereas if you slow it down, you're not really reducing your chances of sending, you're just ensuring everything's in place so that you can give the best possible attempts. So be patient.